Good coffee morning, neighbors. Nuclear waste. I'm going to try and talk about nuclear waste, but this is getting harder. So, when any nuclear materials are going to be discarded, and the person throwing them away is aware, they go to special places. So, who would have nuclear waste? One of the largest generators now is the medical profession, because anything around MRIs, a lot of imaging, and cancer treatments are based upon nuclear radioactive decaying materials that will kill the cells in your bodies in specific places or specific ways. So there's waste from that. Say you have thyroid cancer, family experience, right? The person's pee and poop is nuclear waste. Technically, it's hazardous waste. If you have a septic tank or if it goes to, sewage treatment plant, sometimes it gets detected and diluted and it let go anyway, but it decays down, and that's what they're depending upon. That's what we know about. You keep people away from it, and those medical wastes decay fairly quickly. They're designed on purpose to have quick decay properties, but while they're in that decay mode, they're dangerous. So there's medical waste, tons of it. Tons of it is generated. It's biohazard waste as well, so there is a class of nuclear waste materials inside of the medical industry. Inside the testing industry, this is materials testing, like oil well work, chemical plants, even exit signs are regulated nuclear materials you're welcome to look into. Go Google and come back and ask a question, because this goes by so much. So there's nuclear materials from the medical industry. Now you get into more sophisticated nuclear materials, different half-life properties. These are commercial nuclear materials from commercial nuclear power production. These are another class of waste. They are long-lived isotopes versus the short isotopes. Different accounting has to be done for them. They are usually different emitters, different types of emitters. Alpha, beta, gamma particles primarily is what we're talking about. These things we measure, we kind of know what the conversation is about. Decay properties, decay elements from nuclear materials. When those things decay, the electron shells shatter, which causes ripple incident effects across whatever materials are right next to those little tiny explosions, because that's the way it works. So, very complicated. But this nuclear waste thing, now we're starting to hear about different levels, low level and high level and medium level. Well, it's not a new conversation. It's a very old conversation. These things are being redone and reworked, and the rules rewritten at this time in order to facilitate people making a lot of money storing nuclear waste. What turns high level into low level is diluting it, just diluting it, 1 gallon of waste to 9 gallons of sand, and now we've got 10 gallons of low-level waste. Is that how it really works? Is that how it should work? These dilutions, these mixes, these different properties of these things is huge, because it involves the whole periodic table, and not just that element of interest. It involves compounds and elements and genetics and human life and all life that's around this, so kind of important. But the idea of the levels of nuclear waste is defining how we store it and how lazy we can get, and how much they're called limited liability corporations. Understand that limited liability part is going to do with this waste to make a lot of money. So, this levels of nuclear waste is a big debate. because it defines how you get to throw it away and whose trash dump gets to have it, whose for-profit garbage dump gets to have it. In a right-to-work state where the employees are basically hourly employees and you can burn them up, throw them away. These are the thoughts they have about these things, the consideration. Will they get caught? Limited liability. So you contract your limited liability job out to another limited liability, and by the time it's all contracted out, the lawyers and the workers have lost. So what does levels of nuclear waste mean? Somebody should know.